I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading.
Okay, good morning. Warning. Oh, God. I don't want that. Oh. Okay, I'm screwing up all over the place already. Already I'm screwing up. Hold on. Oh, I don't care. Okay. I'm in a grumpy mood. I took a pill to help sleep last night, and that makes me grumpy, so get ready. I'm going to yell at some folks. Let's go to the market scanner, and we'll scan for stocks that are bullish today. SPG. Microsoft, Roblox. That's in the 4-hour algorithm. Let's look at brokerage holdings. Anything else? VRT gets another leg up. Mara and Microsoft. Mara's up 4%. Look at that nice little pop at what, 1683. It's going to be up here. Bollinger Band cinching up. That was a nice one. Bitcoin and crypto. We've got Bitcoin and crypto, ETHE, ARKA, BITO. Morning, Jacob. Covered call ETFs, income ETFs, JEPI, KNG, MaxJ. Let's look at energy names that we trade. There's got to be a few. NXE, just one. And then leveraged ETFs. We'll look at this. Ooh, Microsoft. That was the entire paid newsletter this weekend. I got good feedback on it. I thought I rambled a little much, but I guess the video helped some folks. ETFs, VB, the even weight S&P, ROMBTU. Yeah, it's got him in a grumpy mood. Just be aware. I want to get out of here quick. I've just got a grumpiness to me today. Watch list. BITO's in there. DraftKings. Lyft. IWM. URI. MRNA. And VRT. We have VRT in there. Okay. Let's look at the Dow. AXP and Microsoft. Okay, we already have that one. Let's look at NASDAQ. I'm just grumpy because of the Ross Stores, Mondelez, Linde, ROP, KDP, wow, AMAT, MU, Monster gets a nice little, and Microsoft, and MCHP, okay, S&P, I need to get my Duke Energy. GE. Okay, that's everything. Let me get so I can see your chats.
It's important to me.
Oh, sweet. I got an ad. Maybe I'm getting paid now. Let's see. ROM. What the hell is ROM? Yes. ROM. Mara. There's the entry on Mara. ROM. ProShares Ultra Technology. Yeah, it's a leveraged technology one. It's leveraged technology, so it trades. I mean, yeah, through derivatives and stock companies operating, such as swaps, it tracks 2 times the daily performance of the S&P technology sector. So, That's, I mean, there's nothing I can tell you about that one. If you want to play it, you can play that one. BTU is Peabody. This one, I think, this is coal. And coal has enjoyed a nice bump, as has energy. Wall Street, there's 5 analysts that cover it, 2840. This chart, I mean, technology is going through a boom right now again. I mean, it's got NVIDIA. So you see that one. Look at the previous highs. I mean, this is a double leveraged ETF, so I don't know that you necessarily hold on to it for a week, but a double leveraged against technology when it's going well. BTU got you in at $22. You make 24% in the algorithm versus losing 1.7. So it got you out, got you back in 27 position. So it's a little bit volatile from a weekly perspective. I mean, it's coal. If you think there's a future for coal and energy, have at it. But I don't think Peabody in particular, it's not, its valuation, it's got a 6 PE. Their growth is probably not, they're selling to China. So, that's great. $2,700, that's a freaking lot of money. Morning, Troy. Morning, J. Crew. Peabody, I mean, it's coal. You want to kill the environment? Go ahead. Invest in Peabody. Sorry, I'm grumpy. But the BTU, the other one, ROM, that's just a leveraged ETF. I probably should have that in this one. I think I said it this weekend in the paid newsletter. There's a new one of these that comes out every freaking day. Now, this is a ProShare one, so it's been around for a while. They're still launching new ones almost weekly. You had that golden cross there. This is just a weekly. Reverse split. Or no, that's not a reverse split. That's a 2-for-1 split. So it got too high up there on the dollar amount. They want to keep it lower. CPB. And I'm getting started. This is the last one because I'm going to get started. Campbell Soup. They have earnings coming up December, so you just had your earnings. I don't know why that drop happened. CPB. When did that drop happen? Let's see. It was around September 17th. So let's see if they declared a dividend. No real news. They held an investor day on the 10th. So no real news. Yeah, I mean, listen, Kramer loves that one, so here's what we'll go over. STLA, mRNA, Etsy, CLOI, and bond. I noticed bond ETFs. What do they put? Is that a way to save money? Safe. That's Mike. And they want me to look at PLL. Paul Tudor Jones. We're going to look at that one. This little quote. I like that quote. We're going to Jake is an old Trendspider employee who's now using TradingView, and I just want to make sure that people know you can use other programs. DOJ breaks up Google. This video was
Happy birthday, Marty. Oh, no, you don't. Let me get this.
Because video plays soon. This is Mr. Who's the Boss, and he goes into why Google may have lost its way. And honestly, he points out things that I noticed but couldn't couldn't really do it. It's a great video. It really is. This one, auto insurance, don't miss out on those. And this is a great unstoppable rise of insurance stocks if you want to watch that. Let's see. NVIDIA 4-month breakout. This is just it's a 4-minute video on why, God, NVIDIA is so good. Uber, why it won. It was up 10% on Friday. This was a great Instagram clip. Buying opportunities in the market. She explains it perfectly. Tom Lee, I think on Friday, this was. He's just a perma bull. Is the economy really that bad? Again, we'll kind of point out political rhetoric versus reality, because Wall Street's bull run continues, and we'll kind of go over the paid newsletter. So we'll move that there. We're going to go to the Qs. We'll start out on the Qs. Okay. My layout has changed a little, so bear with me while I muddle my way through. I have the number of viewers up in front of me now for some reason. Don't ask me why I like this, but you know what? I'm just going to get rid of that. I don't like that doc. Okay. I don't like that doc. It is what it is. I'm hitting. Ooh. Larry! I always enjoy Larry coming on and saying that. Impractical Jokers. If you haven't watched that show, it's amazing. Wow. Okay. Seeking Alpha douchebags. Ugh. Don't take that as anything more than me just being annoyed with their choices. Still love the website, but okay, Qs. I'm gonna hit record. Good morning. It is Monday, October 14th. My name is Gary. Somebody wrote to me this weekend and called me Greg. I haven't responded. Everybody who wrote me this weekend, thank you. Hopefully I got back to you guys. I know there's a couple more that I have to write back to. My weekend is spent responding to freaking listeners and stuff like that. It's just, I need some free time. I am grumpy this morning, just full disclosure. I took 2 pills last night to help me sleep, and they're just over the counter kind of. It's like NyQuil without the actual cold medicine. So it's supposed to help me sleep. I'm still groggy and grumpy. I'm allowed to be this way, but if I yell at you, please don't take offense. It's just me being grumpy. I want to talk about 3 things that are coming to the paid newsletter. So this weekend's newsletter, Leveraged ETFs, why these are such a great tool to trade, and real-world examples. I go over everything that kind of has happened, and then I ended off with a video. It's basically a podcast. It's an hour-long podcast of everything. Okay, this is how to trade them. This is why you want to trade them, blah, 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 everything. So what I'm going to start, I've been working in Trendspider on a weekly algorithm, okay, a weekly algorithm. It includes a scan of stocks that will be bullish. On the newsletter, I post every day Every day I post this for free. Okay. There is nothing changing about the free newsletter that is on for free. Every day I post scans down at the bottom. And what those scans are stocks that are showing bullishness in the 4-hour algorithm in Trendspider. Okay. The back testing is there. You can back test on these if you get Trendspider, if you'd like to see how they back test in the algorithm. But I scan for them. I say, okay, is there an entry in the 4-hour algorithm on a stock on the watch list, the daily stock pick watch list, on the Dow, on the NASDAQ, on the S&P, and several other lists that I've developed that you get when you sign up for Trendspider, okay? They're all here. Daily stock picks right there up in the upper right-hand corner. You get Bitcoin and crypto. You get the core investments. You get covered call ETFs, which are income ETFs. You get energy names, leveraged ETFs. You get low-cost spider sectors, and then the customized watch list. That's everything that you get, okay? And you scan on them. I scan on them every morning. And so that newsletter comes with that, okay? There is nothing changing about the free newsletter. You'll still enjoy this for free. But I wanted to enhance the paid newsletter, and I've been working on things. The first thing is a weekly watch list. I'm working on a scanner in Trendspider that will allow you to use this weekly weekly strategy. The back test's okay. I'm still working on it. Again, it's kind of like the 5-minute algorithm. I like the entry, don't like the exit, and the scanner will help you get in. I like it. The second thing is thanks to Ryan complaining about the commercials in Spotfiy. Ryan, if you're out there, you're going to have to listen to them. But this week, I'm going to start posting a commercial-free episode of the podcast in the newsletter, the paid newsletter for paid subscribers. You just gave me a great idea, Ryan. It is going to be commercial-free in the paid newsletter. So give me a few days to work out some of the technical stuff, but I will work out that. You will get a free, commercial-free version of the daily podcast. You'll get it there. And then live sessions. I'm working on the live stuff, so you'll get a live session, a live session every now and then. Remember, the paid version isn't about FOMO. It isn't about, oh my God, I've got to see what he has to say. It's a way to support the podcast. That's what I really want to say. The podcast and newsletter will remain exactly the same today. It will be on Spotify. It will be on Apple. It will be everywhere. If there are commercials and you don't like commercials, the paid newsletter is a way to support it. Again, it's just a way to support me. You know, I've been doing this for 3.5 years now for free. You know, I appreciate everybody who supports me, and I want to give back as much as I can. So, Ryan, I appreciate you saying that. It will be commercial free. Alpha picks, and we're going to get into commercials now. You know, again, if you want Trendspider, where do you get all these tools? Well, you sign up for Trendspider right here on Linktree. The link is down below. Okay, Trendspider, you get my 4-hour algorithm, you get all the watch lists, you get everything. Okay, sign up there, and then what you do is once you sign up, you go and email me, and I'll email you back and make sure that you're under my program in Trendspider and that you get everything that I use. But I want to talk about Alpha Picks. Okay, there's a bundle here. For $639, you get Seeking Alpha Premium and Alpha Picks. You save over $159. And Alpha Picks, just a fantastic portfolio, okay? Over this time, from July 1st, 2022 to October 6th, you make 145% with their portfolio. Over that time, the S&P 500 has gained 51%. What I want to point out is 1 month portfolio return. And I'll put this in the newsletter today if you want to see it. There's a nice chart that Alpha Picks has put out. Over 1 month, the portfolio, Alpha Picks portfolio, is up 17%, 17.93. The total return of the S&P, 5%. Again, over three times the return. 3-month return of the portfolio, 7.82%. Okay, the S&P, 2.36. Okay, year-to-date portfolio, 41%. The S&P up 19%. So this one is such a great, if you want just Alpha Picks and you just want the portfolio, that's the third link on the link tree. Okay, it's down here. It says Alpha Picks. Want to beat the S&P. Click on that one. The third link, that's the fourth link. The third link is just Seeking Alpha Premium, and that's where you get the quant stuff. The fourth link, is the bundle, and the bundle's the best deal going. Now, let's get into stocks a little bit. Okay, 2-year bull run. Let's look at this. 2-year bull run celebrates its second birthday. Saturday was the day where it was 2 years. Okay, October 2022 was the absolute low. If we go and look at this, and we can look at a weekly, where was the absolute low? It was down here. Okay, let's see, right down here, October 24th, right during that week. That was the low. When you saw this, you dip below the 200-day on the weekly. Was it a buy here at 291? Yep. Was it a buy here at 266? Yep. Was it a buy here even when you pumped up to 312? Yep. Was it a buy here even when you pumped up to 389? Yep. Was it a buy here at 452? Yep. Was it a buy here at 499? Yep. Again, we're going through this. The all-time highs don't mean anything. It really just depends on your time frame. What I liked about this article is they point out, they focus on the S&P, but they point out individuals, and they give you a couple of exchange-traded funds to follow the S&P on. Whether they're even weight like RSP or VOO. I like VOO and I like RSP. Now let's talk about the economy. Because is it that bad? GDP grew 7.6% over Trump's 4 years in office. Hey, that's great. 7.6% over his 4 years. When he came into office versus when he left office, 7.6%. Since Biden got into office, 11.8%. At this point, it looks like if GDP under Biden will post the strongest growth of a presidential term since former President Clinton's final 4 years in office. If you remember, if you're old enough to remember, Clinton's term was phenomenal for stocks. Okay, I don't care I think it was 9/11 that came in and just dinged the stock market, and then you had the dot bomb. It was very bad over the next 8 years, 7-8 years. Bush didn't have a great thing, and you could blame 9/11. You could blame the post the 2000 bubble, but again, numbers are numbers. And I don't think the economy's that bad. I think the economy's in a good place. And so does our permeable Tom Lee. Tom Lee is all over TV saying the markets could go higher. This morning, he explained, well, if the market knew who was going to win the election, it'd be higher. If the market knew everything that it had to know, of course it would be higher, Tom. So, here's the cues. In the 4-hour algorithm, you're still in the cues, okay? The 4-hour algorithm got you in here September 11th at 468. You're trading at 495 right now. 495. You're about to go to those all-time highs. We talked about how SPY getting close to passing that 574, which was the all-time high. 565 was the all-time high back here in July, and it passed the all-time high back here without really using any kind of resistance. It used resistance here in August, and then it shot right through it, and then it used it as support. So I do think that we're in that bull run. I've been playing, putting back in money in a little bit, just in individual stocks. I still haven't put it into the indexes, but I've been putting it into individual stocks like MicroStrategy. Okay, MicroStrategy has soared, absolutely soared. MicroStrategy this morning, it's up 5%. It was up over 10%. Okay, the economy's not that bad. Where should you invest? Well, I got a couple of plays for you. This is, she goes over the semiconductor market. Okay, this is an Instagram clip. I'll put it in the newsletter. You can go watch it. She's bullish on the semiconductors. Semiconductors are great. I put it in the newsletter this weekend. I think the reason I think SOXL is bullish. And if you want to read that one, I give away a free 7-day trial on this one. If you want to read that, it's in here, the video course. Okay, SOXL, bullish move, under the 200-day. This is a triple leverage ETFs on semiconductors. I like it. You can play SOXL and SOXS for volatility. That trend line right there, I explain it all. I explain it all in the newsletter. I think it's a huge, huge opportunity for Q4. And I explain how to do it. That's what I did. But, this woman, she explains it super well. Now, why did Uber win Tesla's robotaxi event? It's because of the delays and Elon speak. Uber is uniquely positioned to support sustainable growth for autonomous vehicle developers. They're going to have Waymo. They're going to have a ton of autonomous vehicles. So why did Uber win? Uber was up 10%. Do you want to buy it? That's where it's tough. Do you want to buy it here? This is the previous all-time high at 82. It didn't even use this as resistance, and it shot right through it. Is it too expensive? Could be. If you use Uber, I would just buy it. Now, the valuation's a little crazy. It's not as crazy as Palantir. It's not as crazy as, Costco. But it is crazy. And their growth supports it. 14% year over year. I mean, that's good growth. Valuation, their PEG ratio going forward, 0.84. So again, earnings season is coming up. It's not, they report next week, October 30th. If they continue to grow earnings, then that multiple comes down. And you want to know what's coming to NVIDIA. If you don't think that this earnings period, that Meta is going to say, hey, we're going to sell a ton. We just bought a ton of NVIDIA and we plan on spending billions. And it's going to be on NVIDIA. Who was it? Mark Benioff. There were a bunch of Elon Musk had a meeting with Jensen Huang and they asked him for hundreds of thousands of these chips. And Jensen sits there and says, well, what price will you pay? I mean, that's essentially what NVIDIA has. And if you want to see how it is good, watch this video. It's 4 minutes and 35 seconds. It is great. Now, should you buy NVIDIA right now? I've been screaming buy NVIDIA between 100 and 120. At this point, just buy it. Just buy it. They have their earnings coming up. I think it's November 19th. So you have quite a while until then. You get the Mag 7 reporting. So you're going to have Google. You're going to have Amazon. You're going to have Meta. You're going to have all these hyperscalers basically saying we spent $50 billion on CapEx. Where's the CapEx going? It's going to NVIDIA. Jensen said that the demand for Blackwell is insane. Insane. That was his word. Is it too late to get in here? Well, look at the MACD. Reset a little bit. Look at the last time the MACD was at this level. You were trading at $95, $96. You want to take a look at it? 4 month. Is it getting ready to break out of a 4 month range? We can look at it on Seeking Alpha and look at the quant that we just talked about, the valuation. The valuation of it, it's an F. I mean, you're trading 47 times, but the PEG ratio that factors in the growth is 1.3. Uber's is actually lower. Uber's is lower. But these guys are growing 194%. The only problem you're going to have is if the trailing 12 months, they don't grow 194%, which is going to be impossible because they're $3 trillion company, $3 trillion market cap. It's going to be hard for them to comp. Uber, not too hard for them to comp. So if you're trying to optimize your portfolio for the short term, trade those little short-term stuff. For the long term, I think NVIDIA wins. NVIDIA wins until it doesn't. And that's the key. That's the key. Now, another key, insurance stocks. This is Joe, I think that's Terra Nova. I think that's who he is. But he talks about insurance stocks are just unstoppable. If you want to know why insurance stocks are unstoppable, because your insurance rates are going up and there's nothing anybody can do because you have to pay for insurance. And the easiest thing to do is just renew your insurance rather than going out and shopping for insurance. So that's why Warren Buffett put a bunch of money into Chubb. You want some insurance stocks? The biggest three, the auto insurance rates are up 52% since 2022. That's the biggest 3-year spike since 1975. If this trend continues, the top auto insurers stocks stand to gain from rising premiums. That's Allstate, that's Progressive, that's Travelers, and that's Berkshire. Okay, you can just buy Berkshire. He owns a ton of that stuff. Don't follow Buffett into a stock just because he bought it. Buy Berkshire. It's that simple. Just buy Berkshire. Again, we're at all-time highs. If you want to play these things, find a stock that's beaten down. We'll go over one. We'll go over one that's coming up. That could be 5%. It's on the 5% list. If it pulls back 5% and you like the stock, don't ask a question, just buy it. And there is one today in that coming up. But insurance stocks, they've been on a run. Go and chart them. Tell me what you think. Write to me and give me your elevator pitch. Now, I watched this video over the weekend from Mr. Who's the Boss. Okay, funny name. And I should hit the like button because you should like and subscribe to stuff that you like. But why is Google search falling apart? He put it so well. These are things that I've noticed, but I haven't been able to put into words. And that's what he goes over in this video. He's right. Google, if there's something coming for Google, it's the search revenue. So I don't look. Google has become so bad at giving me product ideas that if I want a product, I just go directly to Amazon. If I want a product that is just cheap, I'll go directly to Temu. So I think it's interesting. Now, he goes over how bad the AI is. I don't know that the AI is that bad, but I do know that Google hasn't been able to break this 171 since it got down from there. And that's a little bit concerning. The algorithm got you out with a nice 3% gain. Now, you might say, hey, Gary, you said to buy and hold Google. I did, and it's probably number 4 position in my portfolio. After watching that video, I want to trim Google because the valuation of it may not make sense. But the reason you don't want to get out of it is because the DOJ mulls breakup of Google. In their letter, they want to break this company up. Units like the Chrome browser, Android operating system as an antitrust remedy. They want to break it up. The parts of Google are worth more than the company together. This would be a blessing, and it's a reason to hold on to it. Because if you get those additional stocks, then I think you can do it. But I do think in the short term, Google has a bit of a problem. And Mr. Who's the Boss points it out specifically. Now, Wall Street has a $200 price target on this. You can see they've chased it up. They haven't chased it down. When do their earnings come out? Their earnings come out, let's see, next week, October 25th. Great video. Again, it's 17 minutes. It's not a lot. But if you want to read it, then do that one. I like it. Now, let's talk about the stock that may pull back today. It's down 3% in previous. AppLovin sinks as Goldman Sachs downgrades on balanced risk reward. Okay, I want to point this out. The headline, which is what everybody's reading and everybody's selling on. The douches that are selling on the headline because they don't read the specifics, okay? I don't want you to necessarily go into depth about AppLovin. It's a good company. It's good quality product, good revenues, good everything. Is the run over? I don't know. But this clown, he reduces his rate from buy to neutral, but he upped his price target from 147 to 150. Right now it's trading at 141. If we go and look at this one, the valuation, it's crazy. 42 PE, forward 30. So they have reduced expectations. The PEG trailing 12 months, 0.01. The PEG forward, 0.92. The growth is phenomenal, 37% revenue year over year. Earnings per share diluted, 4,267%. Leverage free cash flow, they're growing by 63%. Okay, this is a good company. If we go to Wall Street and we look at it, their price target, 117. That's a bit of a problem, but it's broken out. This douchebag just raised his price target from 147 to 150. And he says, is the run over? Well, it hit his price target. He had to chase it up. I think that's what you're going to see. Now, AppLovin is on that list of stocks. If it pulls back 5%, I want to buy it. It's down in pre-market 3.69%. Now, I will play the algorithm on this one because I don't like that the Bollinger Bands just cinched up and went for a run here from 132 to 147. Their earnings are coming up November 6th. I'm not super like, oh my God, I've got to get into this before earnings. I'm just not. I'd like to probably take my time with this one. The MACD's high. If you go and look at the weekly, it's run. The RSI is at 80 on the weekly. You went right past that 116 without a blink of an eye, right past it. And so do I want to chase this one? It's a little bit concerning. So let's talk about some education. Jake Wojcicki, I forget how to say his name, but he's an old-time Trendspider employee who went out on his own. And what I want to point out to you is there's a bunch of videos out there. He's got a great video here on his strategy. He's still all over the Trendspider YouTube channel, by the way. He still does that good of education. So Jake is one that you want to follow on Twitter. If you're following me, I love Trendspider. I'll use it forever. He's changed to TradingView. There were some issues there. It's all personal preference. Again, I don't want to push you towards Trendspider. Everybody who emailed me this weekend and said, hey, I'm thinking about getting Trendspider, but there's something that blah, blah, blah. Go and get your own charting program. And here's the sales pitch. And the sales pitch is an anti-sales pitch. You getting Trendspider won't change my life. You getting Trendspider might change your life. Mic drop. That's the sales pitch. Again, I don't care what charting program you get as long as you learn charting. I've said it before. I am not here. I am very public about the amount of money that I made. I put out a video on YouTube that I make on this channel, and it's through affiliates. I don't charge for a course. Yes, I charge for the newsletter. I put a lot of damn work into that newsletter. I put a lot of damn work into this podcast. So, but whether you buy these products or not, I want it to be less douchey than somebody charging you for a freaking course or something. I want to be less douchey than that. I'm just an affiliate with the tools that I use. I use these every day. Do I care if you get my 4-hour algorithm? No. To be perfectly honest with you, I'd like less people to use the 4-hour algorithm because the more people that get the 4-hour algorithm, the more people are going to trade on it. So if it gets out there to millions of people, it won't work anymore. But FYI, not millions of people are listening to my podcast. So get it while you can. Again, if you get these tools, it doesn't change my life. Yes, I get a small commission on them. Yes, I'm making a good amount of money through this podcast now. I've done this free for 3 years. Getting these tools never made a difference in my life. Okay, for like you guys getting them. But it might change yours. So again, Jake has a great video on here. He goes over his strategy 100%. You can build it in TradingView. You can build it in Trendspider. If you want to get TradingView, go and get TradingView. I ain't going to give you my 4-hour algorithm in TradingView because I don't like TradingView. I tried it. But Jake, I still view his stuff because he's really, really good. And this quote, this is a great quote. And we talked about, hey, I'm not a guy who's going to tell you, hey, this one, it's got a great future. Rocket Labs, I'm not doing all the stuff that Simon from 7 Investing is doing. I'm going to listen to him, and then I'm going to headline read, and I'm going to read an article about it, and I'm going to make my own decision. Paul Tudor Jones says it perfectly here. I see the younger generation hampered by the need to understand and rationalize why something should go up or down. Usually by the time it becomes self-evident, the move is already over. When I got into the business, there was so little information on fundamentals, and what little information one could get was largely imperfect. We just learned to read the chart. There is a ton of information out there, okay? Don't get overwhelmed by it. If a company is a good company with a good product, with good profits, with good management, and they've got a good stock chart, don't overthink it. Don't get paralyzed by analysis. And I used to say this all the time in the business world is don't get paralyzed by the analysis. It's just not worth it. So here, earnings. I've got an article. Apple's added to Evercore's tactical outperform list amidst low expectations. The firm maintained its outperform rating of $250 on the stock. I am talking my book right now. If this one hits $250, I am more than happy. The quant says it's a hold. So let's look at this one. Why does the quant say it's a hold? It's been a hold forever. Since 179 a year ago. We can go 3 years ago. Was this ever a strong buy? It was a strong buy here at 134, but it's been a hold, and it's the valuation. And remember, the quant rating goes by 5 factor grades. It's valuation, growth, profitability, momentum, and revisions, okay? We look at the valuation. So you're paying 34 times earnings going forward, PE, non-GAAP, forward, 34 times earnings. And then you have factor in the growth, which hasn't been good. But what this article points out is that, hey, there's lower expectations here. And so could it be good? Yes. Last month, it was reported that Huawei and its chip-making partner, semiconductor manufacturer, were struggling with production of chips used in Huawei's upcoming new flagship phone. Maybe good for China, Apple in China. So, again, that's earnings. Now, let's go over for some of the social requests. Let's see. Hi, Gary. This is JD from Instagram. One company that I've been watching and researching, and I'm thinking about opening a position on, is Piedmont Lithium, PLL. Tesla holds a large stake, and BlackRock recently made a large investment in this company. I still have more research to do before I push the button. Don't get paralyzed by analysis. They recently issued a permit to mine Kings Mountain. I believe Albemarle is in the process of reopening their mine and has submitted permit applications, but PLL already received one. Both headquartered in North Carolina. He says he's made some good moves recently, loves listening to the podcast. He's learned a ton about reading charts and from YouTube. So, yeah, he uses YouTube. Here's it. Now, are you too late to get into this one? The algorithm loses you 20% on this. Now, that sounds bad. Why would you want to trade a stock that loses 20%? Well, if you're interested in this stock and you've gotten into it, and you wanted to buy and hold it, if you bought and held it 2 years ago, you're down 73%. And I think I didn't include my response. I did. I said, I'll add it to Monday. I've heard Tesla is messing with new chemicals for their batteries. So they've spread investment out over a bunch of raw materials to ensure they have supply versus other battery manufacturers. I've been less likely to invest in the raw materials versus the company that's making the products just based on my own personal success. It's like Apple. I'm not investing in the chip companies that make the Apple chips, that did the Apple chips, because you know why? Apple went out and made their own chips. So, Tesla, I didn't want to invest in the battery technology. I wanted to invest in Tesla. So it's kind of like, hey, Warren Buffett was buying Oxy, and I bought Oxy because Warren Buffett, I came to the realization, why not just buy Berkshire? So this company, lithium per se, it might have a bounce back, and it does. That is so far under the 200-day. So I would be worried about this one in particular. Let's look at the summary of PLL. It's a sell in the quant. I mean, there's nothing good about that. There is not one buy factor that's good. Okay. Hold on. I've got to pause it. I'll be right back. I am going to continue recording this one, but I'll be right back.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading. hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show.
Okay, I'm back. That's what 2 cups of coffee in the morning will do for you. We're on the ASMR kind of version of the show. Okay, I'm going to hit record again. I don't think this one's a good one. I don't like lithium. I'd rather invest, you know, when you said Tesla, I'd rather invest in Tesla, and I think Tesla is more exciting than this one. But Wall Street says it's $27 price target, but take that with a grain of salt. 9 analysts. The valuation is a little bit, I mean, again, they're not making money. So if you want to invest in this one, I would rather trade it, JD, than actually buy it and hold it, because buying and holding it, you do have a gap up here to 18. You might be able to benefit from that one. But doing more research, again, for a trade, I wouldn't worry about it. I'd trade the chart to Paul Tudor Jones kind of thing. Mike from email, who's a retired fighter in Kentucky. He got great questions for me. So one last question. You mentioned keeping 10% of your money on standby. I noticed bond ETFs like CLOI. CLOI is one, and JAAA on Webull with an 8.5% APY. Is that a safe place to keep your money? So as rates, it looks like as rates reduce, this one's going rates get. This doesn't look bad. I mean, if you're getting an 8%, it looks like it takes money out and then pays, something. Let's see. Let's look at CLOI and the description. It's a strong sell from the quant. Exchange traded fund launched and managed by VanEck. The fund is co-managed by PrimeBrick. The fund invests in fixed income markets, primarily invests in debt tranches of collateralized loan obligations of any maturity, blah, 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 blah. I don't understand it. So for me, it's great that you're getting a forward yield of 6.37. The quant says it's a strong sell. I don't know why, but it's been a strong sell forever. My guess, I mean, if they're paying you out 6% and you're fine, going from between 52. Yeah, it's trading that's a small, even though that looks like a big one, it's trading between 51 and 52. So at least they hold your assets. But when I read that and I don't understand what the hell they're doing, I don't want it. I mean, that's just me. It's part of the reason why I don't hold bonds. I don't understand bonds. So, Mike, again, financial advice should come from a financial advisor. That's probably more of your way. I don't think it's an unsafe way. I mean, if you really want to know it, just go and look at the monthly. So this was started in July 2022. Do I think it's a great way to keep your money? It's been going okay, but long-term, they don't have a long-term track record. We can go look at JAAA, which is probably the same thing. Janice Henderson. Let's see, 4 hours. Yeah, kind of the same thing. It trades at 50. We'll look at a monthly. It just started in 2020. So is it a safe place to keep your money? I don't know. For me, I like to have it in those bond funds. I think it's FZDXX is what I have in Fidelity. I have it like that. It's like cash. It pays 4 or 5%. I'm perfectly happy. If you want something that pays a decent dividend, isn't necessarily safe, but it pays a good dividend and it's got a good track record, MPLX. This pays an 8% dividend going forward. It's an energy company. So it's not like a bond fund where it's going to keep, between 51 and 52. But this one, MPLX, it puts off, we'll see their dividend. Their forward dividend is 7.67. So I like the company. It's not going to grow. I think it's had its day as far as the stock goes. But I've still got my money in here earning 7.6%. So when I don't understand something, I just stay away from it. And I didn't understand CLOI or JAAA. Somebody can explain it to me, and I might be okay with it. But if I want returns like 5 and 6%, I'll tell you. Years ago, I put my money into PFF. Okay, PFF has a 6% dividend yield. And it was basically Wells Fargo. It's an asset class, taxable bond, preferred stock. And it's one of those bond funds. Now, when you take a look at it, it looks okay. But then you go 5-year and it's down 11%. You go 10-year, it's down 15%. So while you've been collecting those dividends, PFF has actually lost value. So if, again, talk to a financial advisor. I'm not one. I'm just a douche on the internet. Is that a safe place to keep money? I would say no. It's too new. I don't understand it. But then again, I don't know what your goals are, Mike. So from Spotfiy, Fergie McGee, love the show. It's great ideas. What do you think of any of these at all-time lows? STLA, is that Stellantis? Yeah, car company. I hate it. Just by Tesla. Let's go and mRNA. I hate it. I hate the CEO is a douche. He was selling the entire time during COVID while he was pumping it up. Etsy. And this one's tough. I had Etsy, and I'll show you. I think I still have it marked on the chart here. I have Etsy where I got in. I like Etsy. I mean, I really, really do. I think Etsy, it's a great brand. The problem with Etsy is the financials, and it really got into that post-pandemic. It was one of those. I bought it right there. Okay, I bought it up here at 134. I had a nice 131% gain. I wound up selling it here, okay, in November. I wound up losing 35%. The brand is really good. I like it. I do. But what I don't like about Etsy are the financials. And I don't think other people use it as much as I use it. And so you've got to look at the stock price. Ultimately the stock price, there's a reason all three of these are at 52-week lows. And it's not because they're good companies with good products and good profits and good management. So I would find better things that are beaten down. I went over in the video this weekend, I went over how to use the FinViz screener to find stocks in the S&P that are beaten down. So again, it's in the newsletter. It's this weekend. Just use your free 7-day trial to look at it if you want it. But Fergie, again, you're at all-time highs. There's a reason these stocks are at all-time lows when the market's at all-time highs. And it's not hard to figure out. You don't want to play that bottom. You want to play the next 10%. And then at 10%, you buy it. But again, I don't see anything in those three companies. Now, the only thing with Moderna, it's biopharma. And they do supposedly have a flu vaccine coming out. But when would you have gotten out or in on this one? You have a nice play here of 50%, but that's so far below. Your Bollinger Band is super wide open. Your RSI is at 28. Doesn't mean it can't go lower. And you look at the valuation of the mRNA. Let's see if they're actually making money. They're not. They're not making money. Their growth, 52% decline in revenue year over year. That's because nobody's buying COVID vaccines. There's no government buying COVID vaccines anymore. So I don't like any of them. Again, I might be grumpy. But let's go over some scans. Again, every morning there are scans in the free newsletter. And these are stocks that show an entry on the 4-hour algorithm in my 4-hour algorithm in Trendspider. That's it. Simon Property Group. Now, this one got you in at 164. It looks like it's going for another run. It could, their earnings are coming up on November 6th. This is a company, you talk about a great dividend, 5% dividend going forward. And they've paid it out the entire time. You look at a weekly chart, it's a little bit extended. But go pre-pandemic, this was a $181 stock. I would expect it to get back there. They're really well run. Microsoft. This one, they're going to announce earnings. It's at 420. I think the average Wall Street price target is 450. I say buy between 400 and 430. You're at 420. Why not buy it? Again, that green line, trend line, I believe that's a weekly trend line. Did it hold? Yup. Came right back down there, traded forward. We could be going for another leg higher. Roblox, it's not under 40, but it's damn close. It's down 3%. This had a cross up here at 41. Am I buying at 41? No. This one, I'm waiting till 40. And why? Because look at this weekly chart. And right in the middle, it's 33. The very bottom's 24. And several times it's hit that 24. You can't get over this $45. Okay, am I buying at 40? No. When it's at $40.14, will I start buying under 40? Yeah. You want to know why? Because this algorithm makes you 23% over the last 24 months. So if you start adding when the 4-hour algorithm tells you to and it hits under 40, again, you may have to hold it, but I think the valuation, remember, this was taken down by a short research seller from Hindenburg. VRT, which is one that I hold, and I said, hey, this one, it's hitting resistance up here at 109, so I sold it at 109. It's at 111 right now. It's at 111. Their earnings are coming up. I sold 50% of my buy-in because I had bought in at 93. It hits this resistance. It's bounced up there a couple of times, but this is the all-time high. Is it going to use it as support? I don't know, but their earnings are coming out on October 22nd. It's an interesting one. Mara is up 4%, 5%. It's up 2%. I think the market's taking a little leg down here in the crypto market, but this one buys and sells all over the place. But the 4-hour algorithm, it makes you 52%. Buying and holding, you're up 24% over the last 24 months. 32 positions. Yes, it gets you in and out a lot. Would I be buying here? Probably, because I think that 1865 is probably where it wants to go. If you look at a weekly chart on here, that's kind of where it's at. It's just the 200-day. The Bollinger Bands are cinching up. Right now, it's sitting on the downside of this. There's not a whole hell of a lot of room. I am holding like $1,000 of this or $5,000, not much. I'm down. I think my average price is like 21, so I'll probably add to it, or I'll just take the loss and write it off against the gain. Next Gen Energy, NXE. This one is on our watch list. It looks like the 50 days about to cross the 200. You could go up to $7, $8.95. Again, the algorithm doesn't make you money. Buying and holding this one makes you 76%. This one, it's an energy company. It just gets you in and out too quickly. So the algorithm doesn't work. Find an algorithm that works on this one. Find an entry. But this one at 577, you're doing really, really well on this position. Your average win is 7.64%. The problem is you only win 33% of the time. So you can use the 4-hour algorithm on stuff like this, but if you're a Next Gen Energy fan, go and use it. DraftKings 38.45. The MACD at the oscillator, RSI at 49. Are we going for another move? The 200-day looks like it's crossing down. The 200-day, the 50-day is moving up. So the 200-day may have to start moving up. If we look at a weekly on this one, you can see we're sitting above the 200-day. The MACD just reset itself. The valuation on this one's a little crazy, but it's on our watch list. Lyft, the Tesla event last week. This is one that gets a buy-in here at 1363. You have the golden cross with the 50-day crossing up on the 200-day, but the 200-day is moving down. So look at the valuation of that one. Decide if you want it. Let's see. Which ones do I want to go over? XLB, which is materials. This is one that's been down. We've been and it's pulled back a little bit, 95 and 89. The algorithm makes you 48%. Buying and holding over 2 years makes you 34%. Materials could be coming into play here, but the MACD's reset itself. The last time the MACD was down here, you were at 93. You got all the way up to 97. So if you want to see what's in XLB, just go to Seeking Alpha and go to XLB. And you go to their holdings. What's held in here? Lindy's on there. Sherwin-Williams, Freeport-McMoRan, Air Products, Ecolabs, Newmont, Corteva, Dow, Nucor. Let's look at Lindy. LN, I think it's LIN. I'm sorry. LIN. This got a cross up on the 4-hour algorithm as well. This again, it's the top holding in the XLB, and XLB gets a cross up. So you've got an entry here at 472.58. The algorithm makes you 13% versus buying and holding makes you 68%. This one you win 41% of the time. Your average win is 5.12%. So maybe you want to make 5% on this one. I would say that previous all-time high at 475 and you're trading at 474. I don't know that the risk reward actually makes sense on this one because you're trading so high. But, hey, it got an algorithm pick. The MACD seems to have reset itself. It could go for another run. So there it is. That's the entire podcast. If you have any questions, again, Linktree has everything on it. Trendspider, the bundle's so good. Again, alpha picks, get it, and then you can research your own stocks. I don't know what to say. I love that bundle. That would be, if I were paying for it, that's what I would pay for. And again, if you have your own tools, have at it. I don't want to pressure anybody. I don't want anybody getting FOMO. I don't want anybody thinking that I have any special sauce. I use Seeking Alpha. I use Trendspider. Those two tools that you can get for yourself is what I use. There's no secret here. Nothing. I'm not hiding anything. There's no magician. Ooh, I'm going to pull this out of my pocket and that's it. I'm reading the news. I'm making decisions and I'm doing fine. This is how I've done it for years. So if you're interested, fine. If you're not, again, if you don't buy these things from me, my life doesn't change. Your life might, mine probably doesn't, to be honest with you. So, Meta, get it under $600. It's at $596 right now. The algorithm got you in at $524. So it's a good run. Just get it under $600. They're going to print money. You don't think that they're taking a bunch of money? I saw the Harris campaign raised $1 billion. $1 billion? Where's that money going? It's going to ads. It's going to advertising. So, okay, rant over. I'll talk to you guys later. See you, bye. Moneza, MicroStrategy. Depends on what you want. I was buying down here at 125, Moneza. Am I buying up here at 224? I'm not. I'm looking for, when I should get out. So Moneza, again, look at that nice little channel and then the breakout from the all-time highs at 196 that it got on Friday. You can trade it on a smaller time frame. You can go to a 5-minute chart and see it. The Bollinger Band's way up there on the open today. I wouldn't buy it. If you have a day kind of to trade, there's no way. The RSI right now is at 81 on a 5-minute chart. No way. No way. But weekly. Look at that. Your Bollinger Band's just cinched up and you're trading just at the top of the Bollinger Bands. So does it have more room? October 28th is their earnings. So I'm looking for a way out on that one. Morning, Marco. Morning, Mark. Yeah, and Jake Cruz, I just skipped through the ads too. I don't know. I have a premium membership to Spotfiy and I get the ads and I just, hit the AirPods twice. Yeah, literally. We can go to, can I go to this without you guys seeing some stuff? Probably not. Just go to the podcast, the last podcast, and look at the, okay, let me do this. This is what we're going to do. There it is. And continue with Spotfiy. Boom, boom. We'll go here. Comments. And I think, got it. Let's see. Hopefully it opens up exactly where the comments. There we go. Okay. Comments. Ryan says, this is a good reply. Never had to endure so many freaking commercials on a podcast ever. Been listening to this show for a while. Ads just get worse and worse, even ones that you can't skip. And Gary's self-selling, Trendspider, Seeking Alpha, Linktree, blah, blah, blah. That stuff takes up more and more of my time every episode, getting to be exhausted. I wrote back, My next podcast is include an ad for baby oil because Diddy promised me he wouldn't release my name if I hawked his stash of baby oil. Giddy up. Honestly, on Spotify, I pay for premium subscriptions, so the ads are easy to skip. They are put in automatically, so maybe listen on Apple Podcasts. YouTube has become the same way. But for first-time listeners, they haven't heard the tools, so I list them. Again, Ryan, douchebag, you're not the only one in the world. You're not the, you've been listening to it for a while. Don't get me started. Yeah, I'm grumpy as F. So, it is what it is. Okay. I'm out of here. I'm going to go put this together. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I got to all your comments. Okay. Take care. See you guys.
Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Listen now. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to pound. Daily stock pick trading podcast in my ears, guiding me through my hopes and fears. Tune in daily, don't miss a single show. Sign up for the newsletter, let us help you grow. Taking risks, making moves, seeking success. Together we'll conquer, no room for any less. Every morning I wake up to the sound of the trading bell. My heart starts to